Good morning and happy Easter, and welcome to our virtual St. John Newman Roman Catholic Church as we celebrate Divine Mercy Sunday. We are not able to be with each other physically, but we are always together spiritually. Many of you have asked, what happens on Divine Mercy Sunday? The devotion of the Divine Mercy grew rapidly after its designation by St. John Paul II, and it's widely celebrated by Catholics throughout the world. On this day, the Church calls us to celebrate the Easter gift of God's divine mercy through Christ's death and resurrection. Thank you for all of you who have joined in our prayer, our novena to the Divine Mercy over the last 9 days. And thank you to all those who had made it possible. I think that these days, the prayer of St. Faustina, Jesus, I trust in you, couldn't have come at a better time for us to sit with that and to pray with that. Because it's only through trusting in Jesus that we'll know deliverance through all that ails us. Many of us are suffering in these days as the COVID-19 forces us to face our own mortality. We recognize just how fragile life is and how vulnerable all of us are. Some of us suffer from the infection. Some mourn the loss of loved ones, including loved ones all the way in Italy. Some of us are without work, and some of us have mandatory employment that requires us to go to work in sometimes unsafe conditions and puts your family and your own health at risk. Most of us may stay at home, though, and this gets a little challenging, doesn't it? We all are in this together, though, and none of us is untouched by this. And this is precisely how we will get through this together as a family. We at St. John Newman have such a powerful mission statement to be welcoming, transformed, and generous. And today I'd like to focus on our call to be welcoming. Although we have had to close our doors at the parish center, what the disease will not prevent is us continuing our ministry of presence to one another as a parish family. I am touched and so grateful for all the cards and little notes and letters that I have received from our parishioners, some of which include them with their weekly offering. I'm touched by those notes, and it allows me to know what's going on in your families and for me to continue uniting my prayers with and for you. Can I ask you to do the same, though, to one another? Those are just a small sign of what we're capable of as a parish. Let us continue to reach out to one another, especially if you know of somebody who is home alone, a senior citizen or somebody who might be having to self-quarantine or self-isolate because of fears that because of their health they might be very susceptible and could perish because of the virus. You might write them a good old-fashioned thank you note, give them a call on the phone, or if you're a little more technologically minded, you might choose to actually text them or send them an email. Confident in the prayer of Jesus during his Last Supper, and empowered by the resurrected Christ, for whom closed doors were no problem, as we discover in this week's gospel reading, know that we are with you in every circumstance during this time. And know that Christ is with you in all circumstances. Your names and intentions are in my daily prayers as those of the St. John Newman staff. We are family, and God has done great things for us. To quote Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for evil, to give you a future and hope." God bless you, and God bless your families during this Easter season.